Hi everyone, my name is Phil and welcome to Phil Does 3D. I'm a multimedia and 3D artist and I stream live on Twitch on Mondays and Tuesdays at 5 PM Pacific time if you're in the United States. That is midday if you're in Australia, or around 1 or 2 AM if you're in the UK and Europe. I hope all you guys and girls had a good weekend. Remember, if you do miss the live streams, you can catch up by going to the About Me section on my Twitch channel. You can view the streams back that way, or you can go to my YouTube channel /Phil Does 3D and you can watch my streams on YouTube as well. Remember, if you want to join the Phil Does 3D Discord server, click the link Help which popped into Twitch chat, or go to the About Me section and look for a blue graphic in my panels that says join the Discord. That'll give you an invite link. If you're watching me on YouTube, of course, there's a link to my Twitch channel in the description below this video. If you go to that and then go to the About Me section, you can get an invite link to the Discord server that way. We're going to continue working on a game called The House on the Hollow. You can wishlist that on Steam. Again, if you're on YouTube, look in the description for the Steam store link. Or if you're on Twitch, then go to the About Me section and look in my panels for a link to the Steam store page. If you want to know more about me and what I do, you can go to my website, phildoes3d with a .com on the end. And if you want to purchase one of my 3D models, thank you, Hellforge. He's popped all of these links into the Twitch chat as well. You can go to my store on my website or click the link Hellforge popped into Twitch chat. Hellforge says, damn it, I didn't check the timer, so it was too early. Good morning to you too, it's good to see you. Hey Euro, 1 AM in the UK, Euro says. Well, there you go. I think it's about 2 AM for Hellforge though. Hey Jazan, it's good to see you, Jazan. See, I saw your message this time. Hellforge just popped the Discord link back in the Twitch chat there. I love you too, Hellforge. I see that Kamal has been asking some questions regarding a problem he's having with Substance Painter. So remember, if you join the Discord server, there's a section there for a gallery section where you can show up your work or your work in progress. And I love looking at the stuff you guys make, so please pop your work into the gallery if you're comfortable with me showing it on stream. If not, just when you pop the image in the gallery, say please don't show it on stream and I won't. But there's also an art help and advice section on the Discord, so if you have a problem with your 3D work or artwork in general, you can ask a question on the Discord and either I or one of the very helpful people that are members will help you out, if we can. Coffee, Hellforge says, yes, coffee. Always time for coffee. So thank you, Euro, for answering Kamal's questions, and it does look to me, you're exactly right. It looks like, well, let's just have a quick look here. It looks like overlapping UVs to me, because we've had this problem before as well on stream. So this is the problem that Kamal's having, these strange shadows. That is overlapping UVs. And I know that because you guys watched me go through it when I was doing the fence post. No problem. Well, thanks, Euro. No, it's very good of you. I appreciate it. All the help that you've been offering on the Discord server is much appreciated. Really is. Jazan says, I'm learning AWS cloud computing. Cool. You're doing the Amazon stuff, are you? Amazon Web Services. It's the best. It is the best. So it's a good thing to learn. You're just doing it for fun, or you're doing it for work, Jazan? So did Kamal end up fixing this? I couldn't read it because I was getting set up for the stream this morning. So it looks like Kamal was saying he didn't unwrap them into one UV island. He was using multiple islands, which will cause that. Oh, good. No, he fixed it by the look of it. Thank you, Euro. So Euro's advice was correct, and he did fix the problem, which is good. Hang on, what should my unwrapping weigh? This complicated model, should I pack all into one UV? He's asking a question about another model on the Discord. Yeah, so Euro's saying that he should bake it down if he's going to take it into a game engine because the model's too dense. The other thing you've got to be careful of if you're using Substance Painter too is just to be aware of it. If you're creating a new project and you're importing a model, I don't know, let's just grab anything. You must make sure that this UV tile set, sorry, where is it? Yeah, there's an option here to preserve your UVs or it'll automatically try and do an unwrap for you. You want to make sure you turn that off. Now this looks a little different. This is the very latest version of Substance Painter and there's a new color management mode that's finally built into it. So it's Open Color IO. This has been something that they should have had in this software from the beginning. Color management's really, really important. So yeah, just be aware to turn off because Substance Painter can automatically unwrap a model for you. And it doesn't do a bad job, but it's always better to do the unwrap by hand. You'll always get a better result. Hey, Rename Card, it's good to see you. Jizan's learning AWS for fun as a way to make money. That's fair enough. That's the best way to learn. Well, the best reason to learn is to make money. Yeah, good to see you, Rename Card. I hope you had a good weekend. Yeah, and Euro's suggestion is correct for this robot model, it looks like, or mech model maybe, is to bake them, unwrap them separately. This is the meshes, not the UVs, of course, because if you want to bring it into a game model, you want to have as few draw calls, so you want to have as few textures as you can. Sometimes, like, don't stress about trying to pack everything into one texture for one draw call. I mean, that's the best way. But if you can't do that, then today's video cards are pretty powerful and they can handle, you know, a couple of textures. Like the model you're going to see me working on today, it's not all being packed into one texture map. It's being broken up into separate texture maps. They are being kept as separate models so that I can hardware instance them inside of the Unreal Engine. But yeah, I'm not trying to attach everything into one model and then bake all that out to one texture map. We'll talk about that when we jump into doing the Art Nouveau entryway, but it's because the model is so large as well. You can't use one texture map on an object that's huge as far from the player perspective, because the resolution will be too low. Now you can do things like tiling textures, yeah, well that's an option, but that's a limited option I should say. So yeah, depending on the size of the model in comparison to the size of the player, like you really can't bake some stuff down to one texture map because the resolution will just blow out. It won't look good. Rename Card says, yeah, weekend was nice. Thanks, Rachel. Good to hear. Good to hear. Now, remember, guys, tomorrow is a Just Chat stream, so we won't be doing any 3D tomorrow. Tomorrow is just what we can talk about, whatever it is you guys want to talk about. And then next week will be the last streams for the year, and then until I'm back in January. So we will go through all that tomorrow, next week. So tomorrow is Just Chat, and then 2 streams next week on Monday and Tuesday are normal 3D streams, but they'll be the last 2 for the year. So. Okay, let's jump straight into Max, I guess. So we were working on this gate here. We were doing the ivy, and remember I was having that problem with the outline? Now the problem was with the texture map, and I thought that was what it was. So I sort of looked at it after the stream and discovered that, yeah, the issue was actually the texture map. And again, not my texture map. I'm using that plugin, that pre-program for growing ivy, and it comes with default textures. And it's those default textures that are the issue. Easy to fix. So basically what it is the developer, when he created the textures for the ivy, for the leaves, he put a solid colour all the way around the outside of the leaf, like maybe a lighter green, and that's what the issue was with the that white line we were seeing on around the leaves last week. So I just took it into Photoshop and I used Magic Wand Selection and just contracted the selection a little bit and removed the outside white, well, it wasn't white but green edge that he put on the texture map. And that fixed that issue. I probably didn't need to do that because I've already brought some ivy. Have I brought it in yet? I don't know if I've actually taken it into the engine. But anyway, we're going to be reusing the same texture map on all the ivy in other parts of the game, so we only have to do it once. But it was just driving me nuts that I could see the issue in Max and I couldn't work out how I fixed it last time. But that was how I fixed it. Okay, so we just need a couple of more pieces of ivy for this. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a piece of ivy that grows along this curved section of the fence. And that way we can reuse it for other curved sections. And we're also just going to grow one for the straight section here. So ivy on the fence and on the wrought iron for the curve, and the same here for the straight. And then we'll reuse it. And we can also reuse these different pieces as well, which are on the fence, not the fence, on the gate, for other parts of the fence where it's flat. So we can reuse and hardware instance these meshes inside of the game engine. We can't do that for these because they're specific to the posts, but we certainly can for these bits here. What's going on here? I'm just checking the Discord out. Alright, so I guess we should jump into, well, let's just load up that free ivy program we were talking about. Now again, I normally use a plugin in Max to grow my ivy, but I decided we'd use this program because it's completely free, and if you're not a Max user, you can use it in any 3D software that you do use, whether it's Blender or Maya or Cinema 4D or whatever. This program will work in everything because it's a separate program. So what we need to do though is we need to create a dummy for the fence section, because if I try and bring this into the program, it has a bit of a problem growing the ivy. I think the mesh is just a bit too complicated for it, so we're just going to isolate this piece. And we're just going to create a dummy, so we'll start with a box, because why not? Let's rotate it around. Now I'm going to have to guess here, but let's make it a little bit bigger. See, now the good thing about Max's modifier stack is I can jump back and forwards in the stack to make any corrections. So I'm going to give this quite a few segments. And now let's go 48, because I need to make sure it's high enough poly before I throw a bend modifier on it. And go 24 on the height. Because if it's not high poly enough, then the bend modifier won't work correctly. Now you see I've misjudged that a little bit by, it's a little bit too big, so I can jump back in my stack and reduce the size. Change the bend, increase the size a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect, it's only a stand-in for the mesh. Okay, let's go with the length. Is it the with this one. That should be good enough. And I'm just going to duplicate that. Let's just make it a bit thinner. Maybe a little bit thinner. And taller. And that should be fine. So let's attach both of these together. Now I'm just going to collapse the stack to get to an edit poly. And attach that. And now we can just export that piece into our models folder. Now where did I put these? Cargate fence, did I put them there? No. Cargate maybe? Exports maybe? Yep. I'm going to call it curved fence. Making sure it's triangulated for that program, because by default max goes to quads. And I put my scale back to 1, which is where it should have been when we were working on these. Let's import the model. Hit the wrong button because I'm used to Max's navigation and this program's a little bit different. Okay, so let's grow some ivy. Let's try here. That's too small, so let's increase the ivy size. Let's try that again. Still too small. I'm just going to jump back into... Hey Smurf, it's good to see you, Smurfer. He says that fence almost looks presentable. Thank you very much. I'm just going to jump back into Max. I want to make sure that the ivy sizes here are going to match up. So I think the ivy is a little bit too big now. So let's just pull it back. Every time. The stalk of the ivy is too thick, so let's fix that. I still can't get used to this. This is backwards to me, but anyway, I whinged about that before. Like I expect anyway. No. I'm not going to whinge. It's a free program. I'm not going to whinge. Again, I just want to make sure that the branch size is the same. Still think it might be a little bit too thick. Pull back a little. Maybe just a little bit more. And the leaf size I think is a bit big. See, what I'm complaining about is it says the leaf size here. So I would assume that would be to control the leaf size, but it's not. It's sort of backwards. That controls that instead of that. See, if we'd done all this when we did the other ivy, I wouldn't be fiddling around so much to make sure the sizes are correct. And hey Android Lust, it's good to see you, buddy. I hope you had a good weekend. Looks like Kamal's going to be asking a lot of questions in the Discord. That's okay, that's what it's for. But it's good to see you, Android Lust. We're just doing a bit more ivy on our fence to finish it off before we jump into the Art Nouveau entryway. And I'm just making sure that our ivy sizes are correct. I think we might just reduce the leaf size just a little bit more. I think that's better. So, my only concern here is we have the ivy growing off the edge a little bit. I'm just worried that it's going to hit the post. Yeah, looks like it probably will. So we need to regrow the ivy a little bit further away from the edge. Let's try doing it around here. I could have just deleted them in max, which would have been an option. See, now I don't like how this ivy is growing like right in the middle of the fence. It just doesn't look natural. So I put it here so we wouldn't grow over the edge, but I don't like the way it's right in the middle. It's not, it looks artificial. Like, yeah, ivy generally would never grow right. I mean, it could, but it's unlikely to grow right in the middle of an object like that. Hey, Sniper Girl, it's good to see you. Did you have a good weekend? I hope you did. Hello to you as well. I'm doing really well. Android Lust is hungry. Sniper Girl says, might want to get some food then. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, it looks too fake growing right in the middle of the fence like that. So I'm going to add it back over toward the edge again. And let's do that again. And I'm going to remove any that might be hanging over. This one actually is probably not too bad. It didn't overlap too much. So we probably won't need to remove that. That should be fine. And it just looks more natural having the ivy growing on the edge of the fence as opposed to right in the middle. So let's export our ivy, and we're calling this one ivy curved fence. How about that? Okay. Let us. And yes, Sniper Girl, I did fix that problem we had last week with the white outline. It was a texture problem in the texture map. So let's import our ivy. Ivy curved fence. Just auto rename this to any gibberish. And we're going to assign the material we have already created. And it looks, what happens with the program when we import the model, it flips it. So I'm just going to flip the ivy if I can. Let me see what's going on here. It doesn't really matter, but the pivot point isn't exactly in the middle either. Is it correct, or what am I doing? Hang on, let me check this. Let's turn angle snap off. I'm just going to reassign the pivot to the middle of the object as well. And I'm just going to remove the dummy for a minute. That should be good. Yeah, it should be fine. So now we can just reuse that on other curved sections of the fence around the fence line. And if we want to hide the fact we're reusing it, all we have to do is take something like this, say. I'm just going to do this to show you what I mean. I'm just going to duplicate it. Actually, the curved bits are going to be a bit more complicated, but So in the game engine, when we set the scene up, we're just going to like take one of these pieces that are flat. Yeah, the flat ones probably won't work. They will for this, but not for the curve section. We're going to have to be a bit more creative with the curve section. A bit more careful, I should say. But I don't think the curve section needs any more ivy anyway. So let's create a dummy for the straight section now. Kamal, hey Kamal, we were just discussing your problem in the Discord because I had the Discord open so I could read what Euro and you were talking about while you were talking about it. I'm glad that Euro helped you with your problem. Yeah, it was an overlapping UV problem. I had that issue myself a couple of weeks ago on stream with one of the fence posts in Substance Painter. So anytime you see those weird shadows, it's always overlapping UVs. Yeah, generally overlapping UVs. Sometimes it can be flipped normal as well, but usually it's an overlapping UV. Euro says, copy is food. Yes, it is. Let me have one right now. Copy is food. Sniper Girl says, I had all last week off, was okay. Thanksgiving ended up celebrating alone. Originally was going to visit my family, but my grandfather isn't doing too well, so plans changed. How are you? I'm really well, thanks for asking. Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm tired, but I'm going on break very soon, so I'm looking forward to that. But aside from that, I'm good. And it's a bit of a shame you had to spend Thanksgiving alone, but yeah, I'll be spending New Year's by myself probably. Not the end of the world, I like my own company. It's cool. Kamal says, hello Phil, it's good to see you. It's good to see you too, Kamal. Yes, Euro was very helpful for Kamal in the Discord chat. So again, thank you, Euro. So it was all great advice that he offered. Kamal says, I think this Substance will whiten my hair. It's a good program. Substance Painter is a really good program. I do like it. Just these little, it's 3D. 3D in general has all these little niggly things that you've got to be careful of, otherwise you can have a problem. I don't want to put you guys off doing 3D because I love 3D. It's my life. You guys know that. But yeah, with 3D, sometimes there are all these little issues that you can run into. But that's life. Everything's the same. And Substance Painter is a good program. Sniper Girl says to Kamal, you'll get used to it, don't worry. You will, that's right. It's just once you get used to the software, that's the hardest part. Just getting used to the interface and the software. She says to Kamal, try not to pull your hair out while learning it though. Euro says, get used to Substance or white hair. Both, as Android Lost says, that's right. Okay, let's create a dummy for this bit of the fence. You see I'm working, Sniper Girl. Are you shocked? Not spending a half an hour or an hour chatting away like I normally do. That'll be tomorrow, because tomorrow is a Just Chat stream. So yes, again, tomorrow Just Chat. And then next week are the last 2 streams of the year and before I go on break. And they'll be normal 3D streams. Sniper Girl says she is, and she slow claps. Thank you very much. I'll take a bow. Hey Sniper Echo, buddy, it's good to see you. Did you have a good weekend? I'm doing really well. I hope you are too, and I hope you had a good weekend. Android Dust says, yeah, all these little issues for 3D. I was on the 3D struggle bus last weekend. Look, we all have these issues, even regardless of how much you've done 3D and for how long. We all still run into these issues. That's just the way 3D is. But that's what makes it fun. Sniper says OFFS. I won't say what that is. You guys know what FFS is. What's wrong, Sniper Echo? Euro says, anyone pick up any good deals over the weekend? Bearing in mind 90% of Black Friday is last year's crap they're trying to get rid of. I did. I bought some stuff from Amazon. Not 3D related stuff, but just stuff from Amazon. You guys know I spend way too much money on Amazon. But there were good deals. Some good deals to be had on Amazon. So I picked up, what do they call it? Fire TV Max or whatever it is. That thing you plug into your television so you can watch Netflix and all that sort of stuff. Because I have a TV upstairs that isn't a smart TV, so it doesn't have like a Netflix app or anything. I do have Kodi on it, but I'm going to be using a Raspberry Pi. But I'm retiring the Raspberry Pi and I'm replacing it with a Fire Stick TV 4K Max. So that's what I bought. One of the things I bought. I bought a few things. No software though. I don't tend to buy a lot of software because the studio buys it for me. So I don't want to spend my money when I can spend theirs. Unless I'm buying it for the game studio, in which case I can claim it back on tax. But, yeah. But those two deals that were posted on the Discord server for Marmoset and for V-Ray, I believe it was, they're really two great pieces of software. So if you're serious about doing 3D, picking either of those up or both of them is probably well worthwhile, particularly when they're on sale. Marmoset, they have regular discounts throughout the year, so if the sale is over now, then just hang out, because eventually they'll go on sale again, or Marmoset will. V-Ray, I've not seen V-Ray go on sale a lot, so that 20% off is good, as Android Lust points out. Did anyone else buy anything interesting on Black Friday or Cyber Monday, which is today, for you guys? Or for us as well, even though it's not Monday, it's actually Tuesday in Australia. Android Lost says here, I didn't pick up V-Ray nor Marmoset. Oh no, Android Lost says to Sniper Echo, going good. Euro says, I only bought some LEDs. I got all my Santa stuff way back in August, September. And he says to Android Lost, Marmoset's sale has 12 hours to go. Well, there you go. Marmoset is on sale at the moment with 20% off if you want to buy a license for Toolbag version 4, which is the latest version. And as Euro points out, Marmoset being Marmoset, this discount will apply on top of any upgrade discount you get from Toolbag, going from Toolbag 3 to Toolbag 4. LEDs are cool though. I like LEDs. I have some in my kitchen and behind behind the TV upstairs, and also behind my bed frame. I love LEDs. Well, they're so cheap to run too. They don't use a lot of power and so versatile. I don't know what sort of LEDs you're talking about, but I'm talking about LED light strips. Sniper Echo says, I bought myself a new PC. Really? You finally were able to get some stock into Ireland of hardware. Well done. What is it? Tell us. We want to know. What are the specs? Oh, hang on. Sniper Echo says it's delayed, so I'm not optimistic about it. Oh, man. You got us all excited for your new PC, and it's just the same as the other stuff you ordered where you can't get anything. Sniper says, bought 3 music albums, but I don't think they were on sale. Well, that's okay. Better if they're on sale, but it's okay. What music did you buy, Smurf? Android Dust says, you serious? You finally got a new PC? Not again, as Euro says. Sniper says, dude, I honestly give up now. Sniper Echo. Healthwood says, I hope it gets better this time around to get the new toaster. Euro says, LED strips are for lighting in this room for video calls. The ceiling lights in here are behind me, so lighting is garbage. Yep, I love LED strips. I love them. Like I said, I have them behind my TV upstairs in my bedroom so that they light up the wall behind the TV. So it's actually supposed to be better for your eyes if you've got a backlight behind the television screen. It's supposed to be gentler on your eyes if you're staring at a screen, to have the wall backlit behind it. I don't know whether that's true or not, but they look good anyway, having the wall backlit. And I also have them behind my bed frame because I've got like a wooden bed and like solid wooden bed. You can't see through it. And behind the what do they call the bit at the top of the bed? Behind that bit, that goes against the wall, I have LEDs there as well, so they light up the wall. They're cheap to buy, they're cheap to run, they look good. Love LEDs. You can go overboard, and I've got to be careful because I tend to go overboard with them, like cobwebs. It's like I have like a cobweb problem with LEDs sometimes as well, where I just can't stop. Sniper Girl says, well, fingers crossed. Yes, I hope you get your PC soon, Sniper Echo. Sniper Echo says, it will be awesome if it gets here. I may even get emotional. Who knows? Tell us, what did you get? What are the specs of the machine you bought? Inquiring minds want to know. That's my phone going off. Sorry about that. I told you every time I start streaming, work contact me. They always want to contact me while I'm streaming. Snappy Girl says, my main lights on my room are RGB normal light bulbs. Yeah, they're good too. Can access it with an app and adjust the brightness color as I want. Yes, it's the same with the LEDs in my room. Like there's an app for them where you can change the color and adjust the brightness and all that sort of jazz. Turn them on and off. Wi-Fi. Yeah, they're really cool. And those bulbs are really good too. I don't have any of the bulbs, but I have thought about getting some because it would be nice to be able to use an app to turn the main lights on and off. But yeah, I mainly use the LEDs to light my room so I can turn those on and off with my phone. Or on a schedule as well, like I can set it to go on and off at a certain time. So they're really convenient. Sniper Echo says, that's got to happen at least once in my life. Hellforge says, being emotional or getting lucky with a shipment. Headboard, thank you, Hellforge. It's the headboard of the bed. It's like a solid piece of wood. So I put the LED lights behind it and they light up the back wall. Hellforge says, cobwebs, yes, well we're going to be doing cobwebs again soon because we're going down to the basement when we start working in the building in the game again. Because that's the last room left to do for the building, is the basement or the wine cellar. And there'll be cobwebs. You know there'll be cobwebs. And you're going to have to control me because you know how carried away I can get with cobwebs. Yura says, I get some 45-degree rails to mount the LEDs in with opaque diffusers. Those cost more than the LEDs. Failing that, they aren't bright enough. I have super bright LEDs sitting here already. I need to test both. Yeah, LEDs look good behind a diffuser. I don't have diffusers on mine because they're behind the TV and behind the headboard of the bed, so you don't see them anyway. And they're pretty bright anyway, regardless. So, but yeah, if you're going to put the LED strip somewhere where you're actually going to be able to see it, putting a diffuser looks much better. Android Lost says, shipping PC parts to Sniper Echo is like 2 to 3 business years. Oh, poor Sniper Echo. Yura says, I don't know why Ireland has more shipping now than in its entire history. Oh, Hellforge is so cool. Smurf says, Metamorph by, these are the music, Metamorph by using Silver Linings by Catching Flies, and Chrome Sparks by Chrome Sparks. Silver Linings by Catching Flies I'm familiar with, but the other two I'm not. Cool. Sniper Girl says to Android, Lust more like when hell freezes over. And Hero says the LEDs have at the moment are really dense strips. 12 volt, but it's a lot more LEDs than RGB strips, so it takes a good power supply for them. I use some to light up my 3D printer. I have the RGB strips in my main computer here. ARGB, I think they are called. I think it's ARGB. They're the ones in the computer, yeah, and they're not quite as bright as the LEDs I have upstairs, the strips upstairs, but the ones upstairs are not ARGB. So addressable RGB means you can change the color of each individual LED light on the strip. And the ones upstairs are not ARGB, but the ones in my computer are. Hellford says I'm a bit cold but not frozen. Euro says the ones in my printer are just white LEDs. Well, nothing wrong with a good white LED either. Okay, let's attach these dummy pieces together. And let's export it. And we're going to call this one curved fence. We're going to call this one straight fence. It's very warm here today. I've got the air conditioning going because it's really warm. I mean, it's not overly, it's not hot, oppressively hot, but it's like 31, 32 degrees Celsius. So it gets uncomfortable when I'm surrounded by lights and I have PCs running and stuff. It gets quite warm. So I envy your nice cold weather, Hellforge. I really do. Let's import the model. Let me just move this clumsily. Man, I really wish this interface was a bit easier to use. It's not hard to use, it's just, like I said, I'm so used to using Macs, and this one's a bit different to Macs. So this one, let's grow our ivy. Let's try down this end. I'm purposely stopping it before it hits the top here. It also helps to keep the poly size in check. If I let this ivy grow too out of control, the polygon size is just going to blow out. We don't need to make any adjustments because we kept the same settings as last time. That's the other thing I'd like here. I'd like an option to save the setting. Anyway, it's free. I can't complain. I can't complain. I just want to see if that's going to cause an issue with the overhang. Let's delete that dummy. Yeah, the overhang might go into the post, but I think what we'll do is when we import this into Max, we will we'll delete. If it looks like it's going to go into the post, we'll delete it. Or we could even just slide it along a bit. So that'll probably work too. Euro says those white strips have one LED every 2 centimeters. My ARGBs, in my case, I'm looking at them, they're probably maybe, looks like about every centimeter there's an LED. I think the ones up in my room, which are not ARGB, they're about every centimeter there's an LED. Would that be right? Yeah, about every centimeter. Helpwood says it's all fun in cold weather until your skin dries up so badly that every time you clench your fist you start bleeding. Oh man, that's not good. Oh dear. Put some gloves on or something. If your hands are that cold that your skin is cracking when you clench your fist and you're getting blood, put some gloves on, dude. That's terrible. I've heard too, the other bad thing, it can be when the water in your pipes freezes and all that sort of jazz. That can be inconvenient as well, I imagine. You can't get running water. I don't know how common that is because I don't live in a climate where it snows, but yeah. Snappy Girl says to Helpwoods, how cold is it there? Netberry says, then stop complaining. Euro says use moisturizer. Oh, you're all cruel. Sniper Echo's laughing. Forward says 15 degrees Fahrenheit, 7 degrees Celsius. Yeah, that's cool. We get down to about that. In the middle of winter, we get down to well, we can get down to like 2 degrees Celsius, but that's like in the middle of the night. The Euro says not quite absolute zero then, for a few hundred degrees yet to go yet. You've got a few hundred degrees to go yet. Sniper Girl says not super cold. Kamal says, sorry, I lost my connection. Stormy weather outside. No problem, Kamal. Helpwood says -7. Oh, so, -7. Sorry, I thought it was 7. I'm just used to like 7 degrees because we never go below 0 here. -7 degrees Celsius. Wow. -7. Euro, I think Euro's here. I'm pretty sure he is. He was just chatting. So let's probably export this Ivy now, I guess. I don't think we need to do anything more. And what do we call this one? This was called Ivy curved fence. We're going to call this one Ivy straight fence. We'll keep the naming the same, Ivy straight fence. Okay, back into Max. Let's import that Ivy. Ivy straight fence. Rename this any old gibberish. And where did it put it? Where did it put it? Why did it not bring it in? Does not look like it brought it in. Wonder why. Alright, let's try that again. Ivy straight fence. Import. Default. BBBB. There we go. I think I hit skip instead of OK. I think that was the issue. Let's assign a material. Let's change the pivot to the middle so it's easy for us to control, and let's move it along. That should be enough ivy. I don't think we need it. Actually, the only other thing I was thinking is we might grow some ivy along the ground just to try and blend it a little bit better. So let's do that. Let's just create a box to about the size we want. Just put it around about here. And let's export it. And we're going to call this one Ivy Ground. Actually, I just want to re-export it, call it Ground. I'm going to save it out as Ivy Ground, so we're just calling this Ground. Let's just do a quick save here because you never know. I haven't done one for a while. Kamal says to you, I think I'll paint my hair. Helpwood says to Kamal, just notice the dready you posted in the help section. Looks pretty sweet. Sniper Girl says to Sniper Echo, yeah, same to be honest. Usually gets much colder here. Granted, it's warm now, but yeah, that's going to change soon. Kamal says to Hellforge, dude, I worked for fixing it for many hours, but couldn't. Euro saved my life exactly. Yes, Euro was very helpful. Thank you. Sniper Echo says, all of them winter drone shots. Yes, that's right. Sniper Girl says, second it snows, you know it. Make sure you pop some images in the Discord so we can see them, Sniper Girl, of all that lovely snow. If I can't have snow, at least I can live vicariously through your pictures of snow. She says, granted, I'll be cursing up a storm the entire time I'd be taking the pictures. And copy. Yes, let's have copy. I haven't had a copy. Sniper, I guess, says that sounds like it's going to be fun. Kamal says to Sniper Girl, good portraits with the beat background. Smurf says, I need gloves. I can use a I can use a keyboard with... Yeah, it can be hard to use a keyboard with gloves on. I'll give you that. What have you posted an image there too? This is Hellforge's Dreddy. Let's check it out. You know, Microsoft updated Edge automatically and it turned on sync. I have sync turned off and I'm thinking I got all these links started to pop up in Microsoft Edge because I don't use Edge as my daily browser. And all of these links like started popping up. I'm thinking, what? And it was because Microsoft turned on auto sync and that really annoyed me. Like Microsoft, bad Microsoft, stop it. Oh yeah, I remember this. Yeah, this looks really cool. This is the one that Hellforge worked on. Cool. That was back in 2018, Hellforge says. Sniper Girl says, don't worry, I will for sure. Good. Euro says, why would you sit at a PC when it's so cold you need gloves? So we exported the ground. So let's jump back into this program and let's import the ground. Where is the ground? There it is. And I'm just thinking, I wonder if I should include the fence line here. No, yes, no, we won't. That way we can reuse the ivy growing on the ground for other spots. Let's see. So let's just, I don't know, grow this around the middle so it has plenty of room to spread out. That should be good. We'll create a couple of different pieces. So let's export this one as ivy ground. Let's call it ivy 1 ground. Let's just throw another one down and grow it. And we'll call this one ivy 2 ground. I think 2 should be plenty. And let's bring them in. Ivy 2 ground. Where's my ivy 1 ground? Oh, here it is, ivy 1 ground. And see, I didn't forget to turn the music on this time, Smackberry. The music is playing. Let's reassign the pivot to the middle. And let's bring in ivy 2 ground. This ivy looks a little large, so I'm just going to scale it back. And let's move it in. Again, I'm just making sure the scale is correct. It looks good. Scale looks correct. Might just move this one over a little bit. So when we place it, I'm just getting my scene sort of ready so I know what I'm going to be doing when we bring it into the Unreal Engine to set up a scene. And that should be good. Let's do a quick save. What are we talking about? Smurf, because Euro said, why would you set it to PC if you need gloves? And Smurf says the PC isn't going to use itself. Abigail says, Euro, that's a good question. That's what portable heaters are for. Alford says, my first serious model I made without following a tutorial back in early 2018, and the one on the right is a solid 7 to 8 months later. He's talking about his dreads. Euro says to Smurf, neither will you if you're frozen. Alford says, considering how hot the AMD cards run, sitting with an open window in sub-zero temps might be the only way to stop the toaster from boiling. The Nvidia cards can run hot too, trust me, particularly the new 30 series, they can get pretty toasty because they're chewing through so much power. Android Dust says to Smurf, the PC doesn't keep you warm enough. Smurfery says no, it's too efficient. Sniper Echo says there's music. There's music? There's music? Don't you give me that. I can see it going up in OBS. Oh, you're such a troll. Sniper Girl says music is playing since when? Kamal says to Hellporch, this is my second model that I've modelled. I will not lie, I followed a tutorial, but it feels as good as you guess. But with no reference, your work is amazing, dude. Sniper says, is he trolling again? You guys are trolling me, come on, I can see the music going all. Don't give me that. You're all trolls and you're all going to get a slap if you're not careful. You'll get a Phil slap. Kamal, Helpwood says to Kamal, also made one of these way back when I first started as well. There's a link there. She's saying to Helpwood, you did that on stream, right? Kamal says, dude, you're kidding me. Helpwood says to Euro, I didn't know that. I've had my 1070 since 2017 and the old R9 AMD card was running super hot all the time. Sorry, Kamal, you can't post links in Twitch chat unless you're a sub to my channel. Hellforge can because he's a moderator. But if you're not a sub to my channel, don't post links in Twitch chat. Otherwise, Nightbot will time you out. But if you want to post a link to show something, post it in the Discord server. Because you can post links in Discord, you can't post them in my Twitch chat unless you're a sub. So be careful, Kamal, because if you get timed out by Nightbot, you won't be able to post anything in Twitch chat until that timeout expires. It looks like you have a 600-second timeout. I'm sorry, Kamal, but if you want to post a link, jump on the Discord. Yura says to Hellforge, at the architecture level, AMD's new cards are super power efficient compared to Nvidia 30 series. Yeah, the Nvidia cards, they really do chew a lot of power. They love the power. Well, that was the main reason I had to upgrade my power supply. Well, one of the reasons. I like to do it every, I don't like to run a power supply for 10 years because they get less efficient and it is a really important part of your PC. So that was why I upgraded to a 1000 watt power supply, because of the 3090. Even though NVIDIA don't say you need a 1000 watt power supply for a 3090, it's better to have more than less. Does that work, Sniper Girl? Oh, good. Thank you. Unban Kamal. Sniper Echo says, Phil means the music animation is on. Okay. The music is on. I see it. Don't you give me that. You're going to get a slap. I've had enough. I've had enough. That's for all of you telling me my music isn't on. It's on. I see it in OBS. I see it playing. Don't give me that. Don't you try and troll me. You're all bad. Bad, bad, bad. Yeah, Kamal, don't post links. Do not post links in Twitch chat. Kamal, don't do it. You'll get timed out by Nightbot. Only subscribers can post in my Twitch chat. If you want to post a link, post it in the Discord. Everybody that's in the chat at the moment is a member of my Discord. They'll see it that way. So yeah, don't post links, Kamal. You'll get not timed out. Nightbot is a nasty little bot. It will do it automatically. And the more you piss it off, the worse it'll get. I know you don't mean to do it, I'm just warning you. It's not the mods doing it, it's the bot itself. It's all automated. Smurf says 600 seems a bit severe. Sniper Girl says to Kamal, will you please stop that? Euro says at the retail level, good luck getting either brand of GPU. That's true. Yeah, don't post links, Kamal. Not in the Twitch chat. Sniper Girl says to Kamal, remove your timeout again. Thank you, Sniper Girl, for removing Kamal's timeout. Don't post links in the Twitch chat, Kamal. No more links. Smurf says, wasn't me this time. I'm innocent, Hellboy says. Sniper Echo says, finally I've been slapped. We're good now. Euro says, we wouldn't troll you, Phil. Yeah, sure you wouldn't. You're all little angels, aren't you? Every one of you. Little angel. Would never troll Phil. Sniper says, hang on, I deserve a slap of my own, Phil. Oh, you want to slap of your own? Oh, you'll get a slap of your own. There you go. Sniper Echo slap. Specifically for Sniper Echo. Sniper Echo says cutbacks. Kamal says, I didn't know so. And that's okay, Kamal. You're not in trouble or anything. I don't want you to get timed out, and I don't want to have the mods to have to unban you again. Yeah, don't post links in the Twitch chat. And thank you, mods, for unbanning Kamal. It's all good though, don't worry. Halford says the Sniper Echo can't afford it in this economy. Yeah, graphics cards, well, they're supposed to come down by the end of next year, apparently. So if you want to hang out till the end of next year, then that's when graphics cards are supposed to be getting cheaper again. That's what I've read. Whether it's true or not, who knows? Sniper Echo says to Hellforge. Hellforge says, damn right. With a name like mine, I must be an angel. That's exactly right. Hellforge. What a great name for an angel. Sniper Echo says, finally some acknowledgement. Alright, so I think we're done with our ivy here for our fence line. I don't think we need any more. We can reuse this ivy on curved parts, we can reuse this ivy on straight parts, and we can also reuse some of these pieces on other straight parts. And we have some for the ground, which we can reuse as well around the outside of the fence line if we so desire. We'll just hardware instance it inside of Unreal. So the fence is good to go. So what we're going to work on now is we're going to switch back to the Art Nouveau entry because we need to finish doing some work to bring that into the game engine. So let's jump to that. Come on, Max, you can do it. So yeah, we're starting to, we need to do some optimization because this model is way too heavy for the game engine. So we started doing that last week and we're going to continue finishing this today. So I believe the statues, she uses just one texture, unless I'm mistaken. I'm pretty sure she does. These are the optimized ones. I guess I should check. Let's just move these out of the way so Max doesn't overwrite them when I use the eyedropper tool here. Yeah, no, she uses just one texture, so she'll be fine. So we can just copy one of her over. We're going to duplicate her and instance her in the engine. So I'm just moving everything after I've optimized it or changed it for the game. I'm moving it over here. Now I do probably want to check how high poly she is though. So let's have a look. She's 50,000 polys, which is quite a bit. Yeah, we could probably bring her down. I'm just trying to think what the best way for me to do this will be. I don't want to bring her down too much where we lose features in her face. We could bring her into Substance Painter and do a bake out from a high to a low. Let's have a look. Let's just isolate her and duplicate her and reduce her. In the merge verts, we're going to keep textures, merge verts, keep textures. Let's do a calculation here. I'm looking at the model while I make this adjustment here. I'm not looking over there, I'm looking at the model. It gives me a better idea of how the poly reduction is going. See, if I go too low, it's terrible. But we can pull it up enough to keep the silhouette and still not lose definition in the face. So we've taken her from 50,000 polys to, what is that? About 5,800 or so polys without losing too much definition. And it's the silhouette here that I'm looking at to make sure when we haven't removed too much. Android Lust says the end of next year. Smurfberry says, oh god, I only have to wait an entire extra year or two. That's right, you've only got to wait another year till graphics card prices come back to normal. Apparently, if you want to believe them. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going on anymore in this world. You know, my video card, how I told you, since I bought it, it had gone up in value. Well, since I last spoke about that, it's gone up even more. Let me double check what they're trying to charge for it now. I couldn't believe it the last time I looked. It was insane. So if you guys think you've got it bad over there, compared to Australia, this is the store I actually bought it from, PC Perspective. It's a hardware store here in Australia. Hang on, not PC. That's the wrong one. It's PC Case Gear. PC Perspective. PC Case Gear is the computer store. Graphics cards. 3090. This is mine here. Yeah, it's gone up. That's what. Look what they're charging for this now. 4,299. That's Australian dollars, not US dollars. But I paid 2,800, and now it's 4,300. It's just insane. So I could make like nearly a $1,500 profit if I wanted to sell it now. It's outrageously insane. That's insane. I would not spend $4,300 for a 3090. I mean, that's just nuts. Helpwood says to Smurf, or you could get rich and just buy top 10 shelf cards and flex on the rest of us. Android Lust says there's no more MSRP with GPUs. But obviously, no, there's not. Helpwood says, will the feet area be visible? They will be. That could be an area where you could cut back on some geometry. Yeah, no, the feet will be visible. But you see, we've taken it from 50,000 to around 5,500. Which is fine. 5,500 for a statue is fine. 50,000 starting to push it, but 5,500 is fine. We could probably take it even lower if we wanted to do a bake out, but I think we should be good. We shouldn't need to do a bake out. So we can delete that one and move her over there. Smurf says, for a model like this, a non-uniform reduction would be best. Thank you. There's the Discord server, guys. If you're new to my channel and you want to join the Builders3D Discord server, click that link, Helpwatch popped into Twitch chat. Or if you're watching me for the first time, you don't know who I am and what I do and all that sort of business, you can go to my website, builders3d.com, or click the link that Helpwatch popped into Twitch chat. Android Lost says, Phil with the flex. Sniper Echo says, am I being trolled right now? It feels like I'm being trolled. Hellforge says yes. Sniper Girl says, yeah, that's it. It's nuts. It is nuts. Smurf says that's $3,074 US for that RTX 3090. It's an Asus one. Well, there you go. That's outrageous. Would you pay over $3,000 US for a bloody 3090? I wouldn't. I think it's insane. Sniper Echo says to Hellforge, thank you for your honesty, mate. Smurf says, I couldn't afford that flex. Kamal says to Hellforge, I have a post on Discord for you. Oh, nice, Kamal. I'll show that off on the stream here soon, because I always like to show stuff you guys are making. So I will show off your, what is it? Is it a tank? I'll show it off anyway on the stream. I'll look at it in detail in a minute. It's under the general chat on the Discord server, guys, if you don't want to wait for me to show it. Euro says 2,306. Now, am I going to get this correct or wrong? Pounds? Yep, Great British Pounds. Only price I can find for that GPU here is 2,600 plus shipping pounds. So you're saying that it would be cheaper than what you can actually buy it for €1 at the moment in the UK. Euro says, I can't find better things to do with $2,500, thanks NVIDIA. I can find better things to do with $2,500. Oh no, tell me about it. I mean, that's outrageous. A whole computer doesn't cost that much. Sniper Girl says, who are you again? Sniper says, yeah, I gotta join Discord. You're on the Discord. What are you talking about? You're trolling me again. You're in for another slap. Hellforge says to Kamal, that's a really cool Land Raider. There you go. Thank you for telling me what it was, Hellforge. I'll check it out on the stream. We'll show it soon. I'll show it all. I'll show Kamal's work soon. Kamal says to Hellforge, thanks. Sniper Echo says to Kamal, very nice work. Alright, I guess we should keep going here with what we're doing. And now I'm just going to check. She's optimized, so I'm just going to collapse the stack here now. I'm just going to check what the poly count on this is. That's fine, it's only 1,600 polys. Let's check these. These may be high. I'm just going to collapse the stack. Keep the textures. Yeah, these need to be reduced a bit. So let's see what we can do with these. Again, I'm looking at the model while I pull down on the value. I'm more concerned with what it looks like than the value that it's ending up at. See, when I start to go too low, we start to lose a lot. So I have to be careful not to go too low. So I stop here and I see it's at like 27.2. I'm going to go say 25. Now I'm going to go 20. Now I'm going to go 15. 15's too low. I'm going to go 16, 17, 18. We'll go back to 20. 20 seems to be about as low as we can go. But that's a significant reduction from what it was. So we're at 20% of the polygons we were using. Let's check this part as well. Keep textures. This is okay, it's only 1,800 polys, so that'll be fine. This though may be quite high, so let's check this one. Yeah, this one's quite high, so let's let me just move in here so I can see it while we adjust it. So I'm going to pull it back until we start to get some really weird stuff happening, as you can see. Can't really go lower than 67 by the look of it. But what I have noticed here with reductions, you see we're having an issue here, I think. Yeah, so we can still do more reductions in Unreal using its poly optimization. I've noticed we can go down so low in max, but then when you import the model into Unreal, you can take it further. Unreal's algorithm is one of the best I've ever used as far as poly reduction goes on a model. I don't know how they've done it, but it's really quite amazing, the algorithm that's built into the engine. So it does a really good job. I like to do an initial reduction in max, and then I do another one when we bring the model into Unreal. But we need to go higher than this. So really? Yeah, it looks like 75.5, no, 75.8. That's about as low as we can take it without causing issues. And I'm just checking to make sure that there are no issues showing up. I think we're okay. So let's collapse the stack. Alrighty. Let us... I may attach... No. Actually, let's do the ground plane as well. So let's duplicate that. The tile base. This is basically how we're going to break this up when we bring it into Unreal anyway. Let's have a look at how many polys. This shouldn't be many, it's only a plane. Yeah, it's only 671 polys, so that's fine. but we need to bake it out. So at the moment it's using 2 textures, maybe even 3. We're going to bake this down to 1. So let's just move her texture over and let's check this one. Yeah, I thought this is just pulling everything from the entire model. Okay. So let's stop that. And let's do an unwrap UVW to channel 2 by moving them. And we're going to repack this because it's multiple UVs overlapping each other. Hang on, what are you guys talking about? Southwood says over here the 3090 Ti 24 gig goes for anywhere between 2,500 and 2,800 US in the brick and mortar stores I go to. Sniper Echo says I love a brick and mortar store. I haven't had them in years. Android Lust says you all actually have them in a store. You all actually have them in a store, he's asking. Southwood says nope, all sold out. Kamal says the Sniper Echo thanks to Warhammer. That meets brothers from around the world. Elfwood says to Sniper Echo, you cannot time out moderator Sniper Echo unless you're the owner of this channel. Could you imagine if I gave you guys the power to time each other out? What would happen? Could you imagine? Kamal says to Android Lust, I guess Phil's resolution is much higher than mine. Sometimes seems different for me too. What are we talking about? My resolution's quite, if you are talking about my monitors, yeah, they're 4K monitors, so they are quite high. Sniper Echo says to Hellforge, don't make me mention the Cube truck. Android Lust says, yeah, Phil is 4K. Yep, I'm running a 4K screen here that you see. Hellforge says, to be fair, considering how often I kick you when you're down, it would just be fair. Sniper Echo says, that's not even kicking you, I mean it's indeed a truck. I know the truck you're talking about. Hellforge says it's a digital torture device that haunts my darkest nightmares. Kamal says to Android Lust, I'm an old school one, still 1080p. Yeah, 1080p is good for Android Lust. Android Lust says, yeah, look, 1080p is fine. A lot of people, that is what most people run now, is 1920 by 1080. That's pretty much standard that everyone these days is using. You get some people doing 2K, which is 2560 by whatever it is, I can never remember. Or 4K, which is 3840 by 2160, I think. Yura says, for the price of Phil's GPU, I could buy a 32-core 64-thread Threadripper motherboard and 256 gigabytes of RAM and have about 100 pounds change. I don't doubt it, because you will remember I didn't pay that. Like, I didn't pay that $4,300. That's not what I paid. I mean, I paid $2,800, but yeah, even then it was outrageously expensive. I bought it on launch, like the very night of launch, because it sold out in a matter of like 5 minutes, not even that probably. So I bought it at like 1 minute past midnight, which midnight was the launch time, and everything sold out. And it had been sold out and stayed sold out for quite a long time. It's only recently graphics cards in Australia have been available to buy from a brick and mortar store. Up until recently it was completely sold out all the time, regardless of what they were selling them for. I don't get it. I mean, I wanted one because of the 24 gigabytes of RAM. It really helps me with my work, particularly in ArchViz if I'm doing a lot of rendering. So it was worth it for me because of that. Yeah. If I couldn't claim it on tax, and I wasn't in need for 24 gigabytes of RAM. There is no way in the world I would spend that money. They're the only two reasons I did. Because I agree, you could buy you could buy an entire PC, a good PC, for the money of that one graphics card. Sniper Girl says, I would love the ability to time out other mods. I bet you would. Be a timeout ban war. The chaos would be awesome. Yes, could you imagine? Thank God you mods can't time each other out. Sniper Rega says, I second that. Euro says 1440p, 2K here. Yeah, 1440p is becoming more popular now as well. It's easier to run too on your graphics card, because trying to run a game at 4K is really taxing for your graphics card. So yeah, 2K gives you a nice resolution bump from 1080p, almost as good as 4K. Like, I noticed, I've said this before, but I used to run 1080p, then I went to 2K, and I noticed the difference. Going from 2K to 4K, you notice the difference, but not as much as going from 1080p to 2K. There's much more wow factor going from 1080 to 2K than there is going 2K to 4K. And your graphics card has to work a lot harder to run anything at 4K. Euro says, Kamal says to Euro, may I ask the model of GPU? Euro says an EVGA 1070. Hellforge says 3D copy and save. Yeah, I love West, why not? Let's do a save and I'll have a copy. Andrew Lutz says, every time I look at higher resolution monitor, I just question if I truly need it or not. I guess that's something only you can answer. Look, I have to admit, I like the higher resolution monitors because I can see a lot more on my screen, like a lot more of the interface. If that makes sense, it's yeah, I can make like the 3D viewport bigger and still see a lot of my interface. So the screen real estate, going to a higher resolution monitor is nice, because you get more room to do everything. It's the same if I wanted to run multiple programs side by side instead of having one full screen. It's much easier to do that as well, because remember 4K is 4 times 1080p. So it's like me having 4 1080p screens all next to each other on a 4K screen. As far as pixels, screen space goes, screen real estate. But remember too, I have to wear glasses now because the higher the resolution, the smaller the buttons get. Now you can change scaling in Windows to fix all of that sort of stuff, but do bear that in mind too. Which is why you wouldn't want to go too small a screen size on like a 2K or a 4K screen. Like if you wanted a 4K monitor, the minimum size you should buy is 32 inches, which is what I'm using. Like if you try and use a 4K screen on a 27-inch monitor, it's just going to be, the buttons will be too small to see properly. You're going to have problems. And so if you've got to use scaling in Windows to scale everything up, it pretty much defeats the purpose of having a high resolution screen. So yeah, if you're going to go higher resolution, you need to go bigger in size, because otherwise things get too small to see properly. That's the reason Microsoft built scaling into Windows. But yeah, I don't use scaling. Some programs have a problem with scaling as well. So yeah, if you're not finding you need it, Android Lost, then 1080p is fine, because that's what most people are running. Euro says, I was just going to upgrade this generation, but not at the prices they're released at. Euro says to Android Lost, once you have more desktop real estate, you don't go back. I have 1440p as my main and 2 1080s on either side. Yeah, look, and I have to agree. Once you start, when you go up to a higher resolution, getting the extra screen real estate is nice. It really is. Just don't go too small of a screen size if you're going to go a higher resolution. That would be my advice. Andrew Dust says ZBrush might look horrible in 4K. I haven't reinstalled ZBrush actually. I must do that, I guess. I could have shown you. You've seen me use ZBrush and it's on 4K. You haven't seen me use ZBrush a lot, but I have opened up ZBrush. I will reinstall ZBrush at some stage. I haven't reinstalled it since I installed Windows 11 because I haven't needed to use it for anything. And you guys know how much I hate ZBrush. The longer it's off my PC, the happier I am. Yura says, I don't think I'd go larger than 2K 1440p. Next, I'll probably change my 1080s for 2Ks. Healthwood says, unlike how good it normally looks, Android lost. Burn. Sniper Girl says, I have a 4K 40-inch TV for my main screen. I honestly love it. Yeah, well, see, that'd be great. 4K at 40 inches is nice. You know, you're not getting these tiny little buttons. Euro says, my 1440p is 27 inches compared to my 1080s, which are 24. Yeah, no, 2K at 27 inches, that's pretty much the sweet spot. But my advice is, if you're going to 4K screens, don't go smaller than 32 inches. Because otherwise it's just the buttons are going to be too small to see properly. Unless you use scaling, which defeats the purpose. So yeah, 2K 27 inch, that's the sweet spot. 4K 32 inch is the sweet spot. Bigger is better, but no smaller. Andrew Lutz says, well, my ZBrush, because it already looks horrible. Oh, okay. Andrew Lutz says, I have had 27-inch monitors for a while. It feels like it's weird. 27 inch is a good size. My stream machine here next to me uses a 27-inch 2K screen. And so I can see that right next to my 4K screen here. And they both look really nice. So 2K 27-inch, sweet. And 4K 32-inch, they both look really good. They both look very similar actually. Now I'm looking between them. So yeah, if you don't want to go up to 4K, 2K at 27 inches is a good choice. Sniper Girl says, wow, just realized my main screen is like 7 years old. Wow, still looks great though, so not changing. Fair enough. If it still looks good, why if it still works, then why change? Smurf says, I'm running two 1440p monitors and one 1080p. All you guys run multiple monitors, which is good. I run only two monitors on my main computer. I have another monitor here, which is the stream machine. So I only run two. I used to run three. But I found that I never used the third monitor, usually the one on that side. So you have the one directly in front of you, and then you have one either side. So I always found I only ever tended to use two of them, and I have two now, and they're both two 4K screens. But yeah, when I ran three, I just found I never ran anything on the third screen. So it's interesting you guys using three screens still. I mean, yeah, obviously I guess you use them, but I found that I never used the third screen very much. But two screens, definitely at least two screens, because it's very handy. Like you can have Maxim open on one screen and I have Photoshop open on the other, or whatever. If I'm doing video editing, yeah, it's really handy to have two screens. Euro says, yeah, it's a sweet spot for sure, size-wise. Like Phil says, though, any higher resolution, you need more screen to use it efficiently. Yeah. Coffee Halford says, more coffee. Andrew Dust says, Phil, I think the last time I saw you use ZBrush, I was stuck in 360p stream. Yeah, I must reinstall ZBrush though. I really must. Not because I want to, but because I have to at some stage. Because I do use it occasionally for cleanup work. And remember, ZBrush has just released a new version, 2022.1 I believe it is now. So it'll be interesting to see how much more they've mangled that interface by stuffing more crap into menus within menus within menus, Pixel logic. They always add new stuff, which is really cool, but they never change the interface. They just stuff more stuff into the same crappy old interface. Snapper Girl says to Android Lust, that would be torture. Euro says, has your internet got better since then, Android Lust? Yeah, I'm curious too. What are you watching me at the moment? Kamal says to Euro, what kind of sports car would you buy instead of EVGA? Android Lust says yes. And no, Euro says a Land Rover. Why go fast when you can go anywhere? Android Lost says, I can watch in any resolution, but I'm sure I need to buy a new modem. Just haven't done it. Helpboard says 4 monitors, one of which is a 40-inch some inch TV. Are you using 4 monitors, Helpboard? Are you being serious? I still can't fit everything Helpboard says. 4 monitors? Man. Smurf says I need more. Oh, you guys. Android Lost says you have 4 Helpboards? Damn, I agree. Yura says I only use 2 when I'm working. 3rd is for comms and Discord, etc. Android Lost says 3rd is my Discord monitor only. Okay. As well. Android Lost says, but since I started animating, I think I need another one. Oh, come on, guys. I make do with 2. I mean, I can understand maybe if you 3, but 4 monitors. Wow. Euro says, when I'm programming, I use all 3, more so with web stuff, but it helps having all that data on screen. Sniper Girl says to Hellforge, 4 monitors. Wow. Hellforge says, yeah, 3 on my desk and the TV behind it. Well, I make do with 2. I used to use 3, but I found I never used the 3rd one, so. I mean, I have a monitor and another 27-inch 2K screen that's sitting in a box because there's no room for it on my desk. And I don't really need to use it anyway. That's why I did away with the 3rd screen and stick to 2 now. And I hate that. I hate having it's a good monitor. It's a 10-bit screen, and it's sitting in a box, not doing anything, just gathering dust. And because I can't, so this feels wasteful to me. But I don't have the room. I have a really big corner desk, and the 3 screens take up the entire space. So, and short of putting one way up here above my head, a monitor that is, and there's no room for it. Euro says, I also have one monitor on a keyboard so I can switch inputs on my other desktop system. Hellforge says, the TV and my 19-inch screen are second-hand stuff. I figured it was better to use them rather than throw them out. Yeah, well, no, for sure. See, the things with the monitors is, once you buy them, they last forever. Well, usually. I mean, I had one blow up on me, but the caps popped and it scared the bejesus out of me. But they tend to last forever. That's why my advice is, pick a good monitor, and because it'll last you through every upgrade you ever do. Unless you want to increase the resolution, of course. But generally monitors, they just live forever. They never die, which is a good thing. Still can't believe you've got 4 screens, Hellforge. Wow. So what have we got left here? We have... Yeah, I separated this up from the top from the bottom. I think I'll keep them as separate. But we have the column. So we're just using one column, which we're going to duplicate around, and same with this column here. But I believe we need to reduce this. Yeah, we're going to do a bake out. That's right, I wanted to do a bake out. You got me confused, look. I need to do a bake out on this. That's what we were doing. So we did the unwrap. We're going to render bake to texture. As a diffuse. Let's get rid of these old ones that we don't need. Let me select that and add using channel 2. I'm going to call this Nouveau tiles. Nouveau tiles. And it's going in the right folder, which is good. Let's do a bake out. Let's wait for Max to finish. Okay, let's assign that new texture we just baked out. And make sure we change our channel info. And we didn't lose any resolution, which is good. Quick save, quick copy. Yuri says, hang on, Andrew Goss says, I thought one of Smurf's monitors died. Yeah, he fixed it, that's right. He got the soldering iron out and fixed it, so good on him. Saving the environment and saving money by fixing it. It wasn't difficult, was it, Smurf? To change out the cap. Helpwood says, sounds like you need some coffee if you're getting confused. Andrew Dust says, yeah, I remember you helped. Yuri says, I just prodded him until he did the work. It's all on him. Maxo Friendo, hey Maxo Friendo, it's good to see you. I hope you had a good weekend. Says, okay, finished? What have you finished? Hello to you as well. It's good to see you, Maxo Friendo. I hope you're doing well and I hope you had a good weekend. So yeah, we're going to duplicate the column. Again, I'm just going to make sure the pivot's in the middle. Pull it over. And we're going to do a bake out. So we'll rebake the texture on this one. Unwrap. Channel 2. This one, I'm wondering if it uses one texture already. I think it might, you know. Let's just remove that unwrap, and I want to see if I can't work out what texture that's using. Let's see. No, that's the tiles. No, that's the tiles. No, that's the tiles. No. No. I'm pretty sure I named them. Yeah. Left garden bed. Columns. This is the one. What's this one? Low deco. Sculpted inlay. Deco middle. Deco top. Columns 2. So it'll be one of these two columns ones. So it's either going to be this one or this one. So what I'll do is, to find out which one it is, we're going to throw in two standard materials. We're going to connect this one up to this one, and this one up to this one. There are two columns because there are two columns here. We've got the smaller column and then these larger ones. Yeah. So let's find out which one it's using. Let's assign this one first. It looks like it's probably that one. I'll assign this one to double check. Yep. You can see it's been mapped, so we could use either texture, but it was actually mapped to this texture initially. So that's good. I'm just going to find where that material is, and this is columns. I'm going to copy that into our models folder. Where did I put this? Nouveau entry, nouveau entry, textures. Let's paste that in there and use that version. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to duplicate that in the engine and we're going to do the same with this small column, so let's pull that over. And the same deal, we're going to assign columns 2. We could reuse the same texture because the UV mapping is identical between these two different textures. If we wanted to, which we may do in the engine, we'll see how we go. Columns 2. We'll see how odd it looks. I mean, I purposely made them different so it was different to that column. Like this has more white at the top and the bottom. But it's UV mapped so that we could use this same texture on that column if we wanted to. I just thought that looked too similar, so I created a new texture for this one. We have that option anyway once we jump into Unreal. And of course we're going to duplicate it for all of the 4 columns on the entryway. So what do we got left to bring over? We have the top and the bottom pieces. We have these main high resolution sections. So yeah, they're really quite high res, so we're going to bring them back. And we have the doors. So not a lot left to optimize. Again, let's do a quick save. So I want to check out some of the images Kamal posted in the Discord. Smurf says it was kind of hard because taking apart plastic clamshell bullshit and tight fitting parts is a pain. Yeah, getting the, I agree, getting the monitor case open is always the most difficult part. It is, it's always a pain. They don't make it easy for you to get in there, do they? Smurf says, also I had no solder flux, but that was me being my own worst enemy. Max Aprende says, I spent some time in Blender and Unreal this weekend. Good to hear. Got a bunch of assets on Black Friday specials. Yes, the Epic Marketplace were having a sale, a Black Friday sale on a lot of assets. Well, that's good to hear. Blender and Unreal. That sounds like a great way to spend the weekend. What is this Hellforge? What have you posted a Reddit link to? Let me have a look. Is it suitable for work? Yuri says, I hope you washed. Max Aprende says, gravy, I get it. Sniper Girl says, you did good today. You got a gold star. Thank you. I got a gold star today. Because I did some work. I didn't just chat. Tomorrow is a just chat stream though, so that's all we're going to be doing tomorrow. And what's this one, Hellforge? So yeah, again, remember tomorrow is just chat stream. Yeah, tomorrow is a Just Chat stream. I'm streaming next week on Monday and Tuesday. 5 p.m. Pacific is US time. They're normal 3D streams, and they're the last streams for this year. Then I'm going on break and I'm back in January. So around mid-January I'm back. So Just Chat tomorrow. Next week, last streams of the year. Monday, Tuesday next week are the last streams of the year. Let me just quickly check out Kamal's work though. I can't believe we're at Christmas again already. No, I copied the wrong link. Hang on. Is it the message link that I wanted? No, not the message link. I always get them confused. I think it's this one. There we go. Nice, Kamal. Yeah, very nice. I love the detail that's going on here. It looks really cool. Did you do this, Kamal? It's a lovely model. It's a lot of really cool detail going on here. Really cool detail. Looks really good. Love it. I also just want to show the mech that I probably shouldn't, because I don't know if Kamal's finished with it yet. He was just asking a question about it. Well, not the mech, the thing. I love that though. I love the detail going on in that model. It looks really cool. This looks cool too. It's coming along very nicely. Kamal was asking a question about this model, so I don't know if he's finished working on it yet. But it looks really cool. My model? Yeah, look, I love it. I love the detail. It looks really cool. Really nice work. You should be proud of that, Kamal. And this one is coming along really nicely as well. Elfwood says time flies. I know. Where's the year gone? Sniper Girl says, what do you think of any cubic brand? To Euro. Euro says, from my print results, they seem pretty good. They were for larger UV screen versions, as I have good pixel density. Not the mech, the thing. Yeah, well, yeah, I call it a mech, but it's not. You called it something else, and yeah, I can't remember what you called it. Helpwood says, Phil 2021, soon to be Phil 2022. You're quite welcome. Yeah, it's lovely work, Kamal. Really nice. Kamal says to Helpwood, thanks. I think we might leave it there though for today, guys and girls. I do want to thank you though for being here and hanging out with me. I'm back on again tomorrow, of course, 5 p.m. Pacific time. It's Phil Does Chat, so we won't be doing any 3D tomorrow, just chatting. You guys have a great night. Hopefully I will see you guys tomorrow for our chat stream. We can talk about whatever it is you guys want to talk about. You too, Maxo Friendo. Thanks for being here and all you guys hanging out with me. I do appreciate it. Stay happy, healthy and safe, and I will see you all again hopefully tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific. See you guys.